Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Miriam Smith, the host for Empowering New Nurses, bestseller author, Amazon bestseller. I'm an advocate for new nurses. And of course, I'm the host for Empowering New Nurses. I'm the author of the book Nurse, the guide to empower new nurses in the delivery of high quality care to all patients. Coming up soon is my book on devotion for nurses. It's a small book on devotional for nurses with about three chapters, three scenarios, I would say, topics. And it's so important. This came from waking up one morning thinking about nursing again. But the thoughts that came in my mind was that I've met so many nurses who have been disgruntled, if that's a word to use, because they're not they're not experiencing maybe some of the experiences that I had in my early years of nursing. They have met nurses who are not willing to share, and they've met nurses who are mm, not accepting them. They don't get a sense of belonging on the unit. And so they're sort of frustrated. They're considering they're wondering if it was meant to be for them to become a nurse. And then we have to remind them that yes, they have a place there, but they have to be persistent. They have to decide and know for them from their conviction that they accepted the call to care for humanity. They have accepted the call to share with patients, to share with the clients, to share with others when they're at their most vulnerable spot or area in their lives, when they are at the most vulnerable, when they are thinking of someone to help, they're unable to help themselves. They need to hear that voice. They need to feel that compassionate care on the way back to recovery so that they too can continue contributing to society, to making the world a better place. And so I just want to give a shout out to my new nurses. Don't be discouraged. You can do it. Your place is there. Your place is there. And so, as we're about to end the 2025, I want to remind my new nurses that their 2026 is coming and they too will encounter some of the whys. Why did this patient have to behave this way? Why is this patient so disrespectful? But the flip side of that, you will meet patients who are very grateful of your care. So bear that in mind. And I want you to remember faith over fear. It's natural, it's normal that you will experience some fear. Anyone going through something new, well, that's normal. But how long will that last for? Or what will be your response to the fear elements that are going to approach you? So here, I would like you to think that the fears won't last for long, forever. And you have to cultivate a growth mindset, which means when failure comes, you will turn it on the opposite side and learn lessons from it. Learn lessons. How are you going to make it better? Which other approach? What could I do next? What questions can I ask? Who can I find to give me some support? Who is my mentor? And the list continues. But just for a reminder today that you ought to be strong. There is support out there. And when you have the experience of encountering some tough times, remember, nursing is a beautiful profession, but it has many challenges. It does, but it is so rewarding. So I just want to remind you today to be courageous and to keep going, to ask questions, and don't be daunted by situations that seem challenging. That's inevitable. Challenges will come, but be prepared to ask questions. Be prepared to be visible. And I just want to say congratulations to those who have just passed the NCLEX. Those moments anticipating the result can be terrifying. But once you've got it, just remember also that as a young nurse, you don't know it all. Let me remind you that the theory, many times at the practical. So you've just dived now into the real, into reality. Some of what you have studied, yeah, you did study and you did pass your exam. But in reality, there are some situations that they're so different. So don't be alarmed, but be ready to adjust accordingly. I know there are times when new nurses forget themselves. I recall there are times when, as a young nurse in my time, I was asked to take my lunchtime, my break, although I wasn't trained in this country. But I recall not wanting to take my break, just be so wanting to care for the patient. I recall that. And they would say, I recall one of the nurses saying to me, she was my preceptor, she said, Daly, it's your lunchtime. And I said, it's okay, it's okay. I had dressings to do. And I can't recall those days. Now, if you should say that to me today, if I was caring for patients, I would definitely want my break time. So I'm telling you also that yes, there are times when you go and want to go to the bathroom, and it's not possible at that time because you're caring so much for the patient. But remember, do some self-care. There's so many dimensions to self-care. Of course, you have the physical, you have the emotional, you have the psychological, the spiritual. The list goes on. But remember, care for yourself as you care for the patient. An empty glass. If you're empty, you won't have the resources. You won't have whatever it takes to care for the patient. So remember to take care of yourself. Self-care is important. It's not being selfish. It's not being selfish. Take care of yourself. You might do different things. You might might go to a game. You might play some music. You might just go somewhere else. You might just find some friends. You might find a mentor. You can choose many ways. You might crochet, you might sing, whatever your choice is. Just remember, take adequate care of yourself. I'm excited I'm able to talk with you today. My book on from the spiritual part, when I see so many are so overwhelmed, upset, and planning to do a beautiful shift. Planning, think it's going to be You don't, it's unpredictable, it's uncertain what it will turn out to be. You might just have a stable patient, and guess what? That stable patient, my mentor years ago would say, become dicey. Things just start turning upside down, right to left and left to right. So just remember, don't be discouraged. That too will pass. And make yourself visible and stay and learn from others. If it's even not your patient and the patient needs help, volunteer and help because all the patients on the unit belongs to you. So if we see something, we got to do it. And we don't have to wait to say it's nurse's aid or it's the CNN or whatever. We need to be a part of the puzzle. Of course, we do have our different job descriptions, but there are times when you have to fit in and help. It's not your patient, you still have to. These are some of the advice that I will give to my new nurses, and I know in following them, you can make a difference. I just want to let you know that the book, Nurse, The Guide to Empower New Nurses in the Delivery of High Quality Care, is on Amazon. You can also locate me and get your copy. It's like a companion. It's a quick reference. It's something that can just help you along as you read. And the emotional one, I mean, the one that's coming out with the spiritual, devotional, you can read that before you go to work. You can read that on your break time, and it will just help you emotionally, especially if you feel challenged. And those thoughts, ideas, scenarios helped me in my pursuit of excellence, which I've obtained different awards. So I want to share with you. I want to see you become successful also. And don't forget, climb the ladder. Keep going in pursuit of excellence in nursing and in your personal life. Be blessed. I'm Dr. Miriam Smith, the host for Empowering New Nurses in Delivery of High Quality Care to all patients. You can subscribe, share with a friend. This is important. So share it with a colleague. And just remember, although it says nurse, for nurses, the general public can be blessed and share in the content. Thank you. Subscribe, share, and thumbs up. Be blessed for now and for the new year. Success only. Bye.